What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? It is Friday, May 24th, the year of our Lord, 2024. And we are back again with another HBCU tonight, which has always been powered by HBCU OverDrive. Make sure that you get your good spill, your good feel. Check out the replays of prior shows. But most importantly, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Go on there, hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU OverDrive. Also, if you want to become a member of the OverDrive family, all you have to do is just jump out of the chat, hit the join button, and basically join us for $4.99. That goes towards the channel and not in the pocket. But hey, we got a lot to talk about today. It is, SWAC baseball tournament has ramped up. It is pretty much, this is day 3, and it's a gauntlet. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Also, we'll talk about the NCAA. As I say, you see the title, Pay the Players. Pay them. We'll talk about that. And last but not least, 2 years in the game, y'all. 2 years in the game. And we're going to reflect on some things that has been going on while I've been doing this podcast and what's coming up down the line. But first, let us go to a commercial break. We'll be right back. It's your boy, Doc Holliday. Become a subscriber on HBCU OverDrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_OverDrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also you can get birthday shout outs on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU OverDrive. You can hit the PayPal David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket. It's your boy Doc Holliday. We swing to the left, down I-20, and we dip. We going down there for SWAC Media Day, July 16th, 2024, being hosted at the Sheraton Birmingham Hotel in downtown Birmingham. And we got all schools that's going to be represented in the house on that day. We talking about Jackson State, Valley, Alcorn, Pine Bluff, Prairie View, Texas Southern, Grambling, Southern, Bama State, A&M, Bethune-Cookman, and FAMU. But in order for your boy to get down there, in order for you to get that good content, you got to hit the Cash App, you got to hit the PayPal, you got to hit the Zelle. We also got to hit that Super Chat while we on the live stream. And so, make sure you get your donations in so we can get down there. And like I said, you're going to swing to the left. Hit I-20 and we dip. Yeah, baby. Woo! We got some baseball going on right now, so I guess we can, I don't know, should we talk about baseball now, or should I just wait until then? Because right now we got a good game going on between them Blue Bengals from Jackson State and them Alley Cats of Bethune-Cookman. So, and I know everybody's watching that right now. Nightcap game, I think, is FAMU versus, I think, Grambling. No, not, is it Grambling again? I have to make sure. I got to make sure on that. And like you said, we hear the commercial. If you want to go ahead and make donations to HBCU OverDrive to the initiative for the Drive to 205, headed down to Birmingham July 16th, 2024. This will pay for transportation. This will also pay for food, lodging, and fuel. But other than that, that's it. That's all. We are halfway to it. Hopefully everybody can, dig in the pockets and let's get this going. This initiative will end on June 17th, so that will give me enough time to make sure that everything is settled for the trip to Birmingham. All right. So for those that want to know when I'm leaving, I will be leaving on. I'll probably be leaving on that Sunday. Um, Either on Sunday morning or Monday morning. Get down to Birmingham, do the job, and then leave out Wednesday morning, heading back to Dallas. So right now, as you see, if you're watching the game and it's on YouTube, Jackson State is up 2-1 against Bethune-Cookman. 2 outs at the top of the ninth. Runner on first. And he took a big swing. Strike one. But other than that, man, look, we just got a lot of things going on. So let's go ahead and dive into all the stuff that's going on in college sports right now. But before we do that, I just want to give a congratulations to my lovely young daughter, Peyton. She has advanced to the 4th grade and pretty much still maintain a B honor roll. Doing modeling now, photo shoots, cheerleading, swimming, everything on the sun, and doing all that with a busy schedule and making sure that she is on point with her education. So I love my daughter, love my girls. They have been the world to me. And Peyton, your daddy says that that's what you like to call me. Uh, I am so very proud of you. You just don't know what that means to me. All right. Uh, Full count. Ooh, runners on first and second now. Woo! If y'all, I'm turning my head because I'm looking at my TV, which is this way. Well, this way, wherever this camera is, and I'm checking on the score and everything. They still got Bethune still got this fireball in the lineup as a pitcher, and he been throwing straight gas, all gas, no brakes. That's what he been doing. He been, whew. That's a strike, and the commentating been real decent tonight. This weekend, I can't complain about it. I cannot complain about it. Base hit. Base hit. Ooh, RBI single. That stretch the game 3-1 right now. Man, look, we're gonna get into some baseball. Let's go ahead and talk about baseball first because we had some games earlier today. First of all, early this morning, and let's get to it. let's get to it. And I figured soon this game is over with, everybody should jump on. Um, which I'm not really complaining about. Officiating in the tournament has been, I wouldn't say questionable, but it's been right since they do use instant replay, which will get some calls right. And excuse me, Omar is Coach Omar is on one right now for Jackson State. And he don't seem too be watching the game. He don't seem too happy about this. He touched the base. He touched the base. Oh my god. And they just, oh, okay, they just threw Coach Omar out the game. Basically, he was saying that was some bullshit. I mean, score still 3-1, so I mean it's the top of the ninth and it's two outs and it's runners on first and second right now. So I don't know what they I don't know what. Okay, man. Look, I'm watching the game just like y'all are, and I'm intrigued with this game right here. Because the thing is, if Jackson State wins this game, if they keep this score up and wins the game, they actually have a day off tomorrow. So they will have a rest, and then they will advance to the championship game. Because we have not lost the game in the tournament. And yeah, Omar is heated. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Coach Omar got a right to be heated. He has a right to be heated. You protect your players. Bethune takes out that flamethrower. And even if he was talking noise round the bases, y'all, it still don't mean nothing. He scored. So,
And I'll be honest with you, during the season, Bethune-Cookman was one of the teams that Jackson State had a problem with. Okay, so yeah, elbow issue. Ooh, man, because I'm sorry. If Victoria got elbow issues, pull him out of the game. But he was strong. Look, he was throwing straight gas. He ain't had no other pitch. When you say somebody throwing gas, he got one pitch, and that's a straight fastball. And y'all got to excuse right now. We are in inclement weather here in Dallas, so um, if you hear rumblings on my front of the microphone, that is thunder. Foul ball to the first base side. We get at least two more runs in, this game is over with. This ain't game is over with. No, no, he did not go around. There's one thing about playing baseball. When I played baseball, I was a catcher, and whew, all that equipment on, and you got to work it. But anyway, we had some other games from earlier today. Let me go ahead and get into it. Strike 2-2. Bethune Cookman got out of this jam right here. 2-run score. Let me get. Let me see the brackets. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. So go ahead and bring this up right here. What up, KD? No Durant. I would share the game right now, but um, I'm not trying to get flagged. Let me drop this banner down right here. So earlier today we had Bethune-Cookman take on Texas Southern this morning at 9 o'clock. I was up around 8 this morning, um, Central Standard Time, watching this game right here. Um, I don't know if Texas Southern is the winner of the SWAC West. They must got their trophy. They must got their division trophy from Jeremy Jerome. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because they did not look nowhere near as the West Division champs today. Or anytime during this conference tournament. So then earlier today, the game came on at 12. Grambling took on Alabama State, and that game right there was exciting. Um, so with the loss for Texas Southern, that puts them out of the tournament. And so I'm wanting to see if I could zoom this in. Um, let me zoom in. So so Grambling comes back today, uh, take on Alabama State. Alabama State had a 7-run lead, and I'm trying to remember going into maybe the 6th or 7th inning. Then you start to see Grambling come back, um, bust through the cracks, and then they just literally take over the game. And Bethune got runners on first and second, 1 out. They got the big lefty on the mound. But yeah, so with the win against Alabama State, they get to live another day. Basically, tonight they actually play FAMU tonight in the losers bracket. Um, and again, if Jackson State beats Bethune, we go to the championship game because we will not have a loss on our record. But right now, it looks kind of murky because the bases are loaded with 1 out And see who is this hitter coming up. All right, bases loaded. Let's go. Let's get us straight down the middle. Strike one. Sometimes the bats don't wake up like we want them to, like you wanted to, but you got to play the game in a way, you know, if it's 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 3-1 right now, uh, just got to play it. And we in the bottom of the ninth, so we got to get these 2 outs. Give us a good pop up in the air going back towards the stands into the dugout. That's a strike. That's foul ball, strike. But other than that, man, it's been a good baseball tournament this so far. As soon as this game is over with, we'll get right into it. And I'm gonna go ahead and get some stats up in here. Oh man, so we need one more out. Let's go. Bases are still loaded with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. Damn, that brought a run in. It's 3-2. Still bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Come on, Womble. Let's go. Let's go, y'all. Come on. Yeah, come on, catcher. But calm down your pitcher. Calm down your pitcher.
Here's the forecast for tomorrow.
Hey, y'all hear my damn
Focus on
Alexa?
sun and thunderstorms, with a high of 92 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 75 degrees.
Jam them up. Let's go. Oh my God. I just said, gotta calm down the pitcher. You got to calm the pitcher down. Now you gotta play, you gotta get at least one run in the 10th inning to get out of this game right here. I should have never said too much early, too early. That was too early. Too early. Strike three. Get out of the inning. I'm trying to figure out what is going on. He went around. That's strike. He out. What the hell? Oh boy. All right, let's go. Come on. Y'all killing me, Petey. Anyway, y'all. Anyway, you get back to it, man. Let's get back to it. So again, like I said, Grambling defeats Alabama State after coming back from 7 down to take the game over 11-10. Also this morning, Bethune-Cookman, of course, defeats Texas Southern this morning 16-0, which eliminates Texas Southern from the tournament. And like I said, it's hard when I said this earlier. You don't want to lose a game in that losers. You don't want to lose a game because when you get into the losers bracket, you're playing at least 2 extra games. You play your first game, then you come back and you play an early game, and then if you win, you advance, and then you play another game the next day, and then again you play again the same day. You do not want to be in that losers bracket. Now, if we lose this game, we don't go to the losers bracket, but we would have to play a game tomorrow. Now, if you really think about this, Grambling did lose their first game to Alabama State. Then Alabama State defeats Southern because Southern lost to FAMU, and that was on the first day of the tournament. Grambling loses to FAMU yesterday, so puts them into the loser bracket. So they played Alabama State this earlier this afternoon. Now they have to play FAMU this evening, concluding after Jackson State versus Bethune-Cookman. And this is in bracket B. Again, bracket A, Bethune-Cookman defeats Prairie View. That was a blowout. Second game, Jackson State defeats Texas Southern. Then Jackson State played Bethune yesterday, defeat Bethune yesterday, dropped them into the losers bracket. So Texas Southern and Prairie View had to play yesterday in the losers bracket. Texas Southern advanced. Then they played Bethune-Cookman in the losers bracket game, and Bethune-Cookman trounces them out of the tournament. That means that Bethune had to play today, which ultimately, you get some rest, but this is not about the players that's playing in the outfield or around the bases. This has everything to do with your pitcher and your catcher. Really not the catcher, it's really the pitcher. Do you have enough arms when it comes to pitching? Most pitchers, if you are playing in a tournament style format, will only get 3 days rest. So that is the minimum. You do not want to put your dude out there. You do not want to put your guy out there, especially your ace. You don't want to put him out there to basically have his arm, injure his arm. You don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. And Mr. Hardy, yeah, this game should have been over. Yeah, so getting into that losers bracket does deplete your pitcher staff. So, so do you have enough relief pitchers? Do you have enough starting pitchers? And I really don't want to pick the champion, but I really do want Jackson State to win this tournament. Win the tournament. We don't know where we'll be placed at in somebody's region. We shall see. Got to get a couple of runs in. This is the top of the 10th inning right now. We have to get a couple of runs in order for us to get this game, get it out the way. The longer this game goes, the more depleted our pitching staff is going to be. That is not a strike. I'm sorry. Some folks got Stevie Wonder glasses on right now. But like I said, the game at 12 o'clock early today between Grambling and Bama State was a good one. And like I said, the name of the game is you just gotta keep winning. Mr. Emmett, how was that playing for Coach Ellis at Grambling? Like, what was that experience like? That was it? Oh my. Where is my high blood pressure medicine at? Appreciate everybody for joining right now. We got a simulcast, got a dual simulcast between YouTube and Twitter right now. For the folks on Twitter, what it do? What it do? And while we at it, man, let's go to a commercial break. We'll be right back in just a second.
It's your boy Doc Holliday. We swing to the left, down I-20, and we dip. We going down there for SWAC Media Day, July 16th, 2024, being hosted at the Sheraton Birmingham Hotel in downtown Birmingham. And we got all schools that's going to be represented in the house on that day. We talking about Jackson State, Valley, Alcorn, Pine Bluff, Prairie View, Texas Southern, Grambling, Southern, Bama State, A&M, Bethune-Cookman, and FAMU. But in order for your boy to get down there, in order for you to get that good content, you got to hit the Cash App, you got to hit the PayPal, you got to hit the Zelle. We also got to hit that Super Chat while we on the live stream. And so, make sure you get your donations in so we can get down there. And like I said, you're going to swing to the left. Hit I-20 and we dip. Yeah, baby.
Man, look. Ground rule double. Mr. Escobar for Bethune-Cookman. The way that ball looked like it was tracking, looked like it would get ready to go out the park. That's cool. So we got a pitcher change, which we should have did that in the ninth inning. I'm sorry. Appreciate for the $25 Cash App donation. This game got me going, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop sharing this. This game got me going. Under severe thunderstorm warning right now. But I mean, if Bethune take this game, I mean, we have to play on Saturday. We have to play on Saturday, and that depends on who should be who will be our starting pitcher on Saturday. What up? Shut up. What up, man? Yes, they say it's heaven, man. Look, I'm in urban, so I don't know what it look like outside, and I ain't trying to see what it look like outside. Anyway, look, we're gonna get into this. Let's get into this other thing right here, man. Pay the players. NCAA Power Five agreed to deal that will let schools pay the players. Oh man, you in the country. But man, look, let's get into this. I'm about to pull up this ESPN article. And this is going to be a discussion from last night from HBCU Nightly. Um, I wanted to get on that discussion, but I had to work last night. So um, let me see if I can find that article. And we got an article from Pete Thamel. Y'all don't know who Pete Thamel is. He's the one who broke the story about Dion going to Colorado. NCAA settlement, a historic day for paying college athletes. What comes next? I hate this. And this was yesterday. So it's nothing is easy in college sports, and with the Power Five conferences and NCAA Board of Governors voting Thursday to accept the settlement of three antitrust cases that create a new structure for the sport. The moment is layered in both historic change and looming ambiguity. Hmm. The more than $2.7 billion of back damages and a new revenue sharing model that come with the settlement of House versus NCAA and two related antitrust cases mark a distinct pivot for college sports. Amateurism, amateurism, long a fragile and fleeting notion in the billion-dollar college sports industry, is officially dead. We know that amateurism the NCAA was some pimps. We saw that from the fact when SMU got the death penalty to compete with schools like University of Texas. Oh my goodness. All right, so hold on before we get back into that. Let me get into this. Jackson State just lost on a walk-off single. Um, so let me see. Let's see. So again, like I said, with this loss, Jackson State goes into plays loser game 11 versus winner game 11. So basically, Bethune-Cookman and Jackson State will play again tomorrow, and that is at noon. So y'all make sure y'all up for that. And then whoever wins between Grambling and FAMU, basically they will play again on Saturday also. Now this will be the elimination game to see who advances to the championship game on Sunday. So that is what's going on in SWAC baseball. But let's get back to this. And let me. I'm gonna see if I can find a dark mode for. Let me see if I can find dark mode for this. Hmm. All right. Just gonna have to deal with this right here. And if anybody can see, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But anyway, so get back to it, y'all. The NCAA, we already knew that it was damn near a Ponzi scheme. We saw it happen with our own eyes with issues with SMU back in the day, back in the in the mid '80s when they paid their players to come to school, and they pretty much had a pay for play system, some what we see right now. Except for it wasn't with collectors; it would come from straight boosters, giving out $500 handshakes. If you really think about it. You also seen it with University of Miami when, players want to, with the Ponzi scheme of basically Nevin Shapiro. So we saw that. But let's get back to it. Amateur is no longer a fragile and fleeting notion in the billion-dollar college sports industry is officially dead. College sports, long a fractured group of fiefdoms, came together in an attempt to save themselves from with the jarring sight of 5 power leagues and the NCAA together on a press release. Now, I'm not going to say 5 power leagues because it's only 4 power leagues and 2 remaining schools. How about that? How about that? So this is a necessary and important week for the business of college athletics, yet not a celebratory one for its leaders. It's a promising day for future athletes who are being compensated with revenue sharing expected to be more than $20 million per school. And it's also a confusing week for the coaches and leaders on campus who have no idea what the specific rules of engagement are moving forward. Oh my goodness. There should be no trips to the chiropractor from self-congratulatory back pats for taking this step, as the business of college sports will remain messy. No one should be cheered for paying billions just to avoid paying additional billions. The piece that NCAA and conference leaders hope they are purchasing with their billions in settlement money is seemingly tentative. While the settlement will make it harder for plaintiff attorneys to wield the threat of billion-dollar damages in the future, athletes will have options to keep challenging any restriction or cap on how they are paid. As the final yes votes were being collected this week, a separate federal case in Colorado, Fontenot versus NCAA, continued to march forward on its own track, leaving open the possibility that NCAA lawyers won't have time to catch their breath before fighting the next battle on capping athlete compensation. The games on the fields and arenas of college sports remain wonderful. The television ratings in college football and the NCAA tournament for men's and women's basketball are all gangbusters. And the NCAA, behind decisive leadership from President Charlie Baker, appears to have bought increased relevance in the coming years by finding enough consensus to avoid a catastrophic financial loss from yet another court decision going against it. But the reality of the culmination of votes on Thursday, which still need the approval of Judge Claudia Wilkin, is that college leaders took the best bad option. Pay billions now and share the revenue, or lawyers predicted lose a series of lawsuits, declare bankruptcy, and start over. And that's mainly what they were saying with the NCAA. You lose this lawsuit right here, you literally gonna have to start over because your revenue comes directly from the member institutions. So now you don't. So if you was an NAIA school, you don't have to worry about this. You don't worry about this. It basically is like almost the lowest of the low. That's how they put it. How we got here is simple. As college sports roared from regional passion to national obsession through the 1990s and this century, NCAA leaders and college presidents clung to a business model that didn't pay the talent. The coaches, not coincidentally, were compensated at significant levels because the players never commanded a salary. That's what I'm talking about, W. Mario. Not the Panda Express. Just 3 years ago, the NCAA fought the notion of paying athletes a now quaint $6,000 in academic-based awards all the way to the Supreme Court. So it's hard to overstate just how drastic the tenor change is surrounding college sports. Somewhere along the way, as conference television networks formed, commissioner salaries boomed to $5 million a year. For former Pac 12 Commissioner Larry Scott, of all people, and the television contracts rivaled professional sports, there was never a way to directly cut in the athletes until this week. So, what does this mean for college sports when revenue sharing comes as early as fall 2025? Where does this take us? So, and shout out to Uncle Zed, man, because he wanted me to do this last night, but I was like, I'm at work. uh, but I did get this right here from a good source, and this was from HBCU Nightly, um, and saying how, um, and this is from Miss Tundia. Shout out to my girl D. Um, so this is coming from they're saying that so she said that she was asking us a question last night. Do we all know that majority of the money based on this settlement is from March Madness, and that is the NCAA biggest moneymaker? So, I figured it was gonna come from somewhere. This is gonna come from somewhere. It's not gonna come from college football because um that that TV revenue is split amongst however many schools that's in the damn conference. All right. So at the end of the day, man, there's another thing. Yep, there's another thing too. Wait till these athletes get their minds straight and start unionizing. And we saw this earlier last year. I think it was last year or earlier this year when Northwestern University was like, bump all that. we gonna unionize. We're gonna form our own union. And rightfully so. Because now when you paying a player, they're not players anymore. They're not players anymore. They are employees. They are quote unquote employees of the university. They are quote unquote paid representatives of the university. And who is the biggest one of them all? It is football, because they have the more athletes. They have 3 or 4 times more athletes than any other sport that's out there, other than baseball and softball, and I think you got soccer and lacrosse. Other sports only use probably like maybe 4 or 5 people, but football is the largest organization on your campus. That's why when you think about it, when a school puts out a a brochure, a bulletin, what is the first, other than a student that's in the classroom, right? What is the first thing that you see either on the front of the bulletin or when you first open up that book? You see a football player. Just think about it. You see a football player. You don't see nothing else. You see a football player. Now, they did touch on that last night. So this is what we got from Dr. Cavill. Dr. Cavill is the dean of all HBCU sports when it comes to this broadcasting with HBCU sports. So he said, yes, it was the point I was making in the chat during the show. In addition, the 27 other Division I, NCAA Division I member institutions, which I think it means member conferences, will pay larger overall amount of the settlement than the P5/P4. That's an autonomous group. It is important that you brought it back to the group's attention. So that's what he was saying. Like the, and I kind of asked this question this morning. I'm like, so you telling me that the SWAC and the MEAC and the OVC and the CAA and you know what I'm saying, like the NVFC, like we gotta pay these jokers money? Like seriously. Like seriously. We gotta pay these jokers money, and they get to sit back and get rich. But then they gotta pay these players because this is going back to 2016. So, and really, if you really think about it, this is all stemming from when Ed O'Bannon, UCLA grad, won the national championship in 1994. Was it 95? My bad. 95. That he was like a video game who had his likeness and his image. He was like, damn it, if I ain't getting paid, while y'all get to sit there and stuff y'all damn pockets, I'm walking around campus broke as a joke. I'm walking around, I was like, listen, I watched that documentary. I watched the Fab Five documentary. And when Jalen Rose said, I'm walking down Michigan Avenue in the heart of the Gold Coast of Chicago, and I see my jersey in there, and I can't get no money for it because the NCAA says I am an amateur. Same thing, and then let's go back to this. I'll give you another one. Jeremy Bloom, who was a receiver kick returner for the University of Colorado, was also a downhill skier. Okay? Now, he going into the Winter Olympics, right? Hey, bring me one, W Mario, and send the thing to Irving, Texas. Like, just think about this. Just think about this. Jeremy Bloom, who was a Colorado receiver, who was an actually good receiver and good punt and kick returner for Colorado back in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? His other passion was downhill skiing, right? Slalom. You know what I'm saying? That was his passion. So he worked on that. He worked on that craft more, just like the same way he worked on this craft with football. The NCAA told him, you cannot get endorsements. You cannot get a sponsorship. You can't get nothing while your ass is on scholarship at the University of Colorado. You know what that man said? He said he gave them a big FU. I think he got his sponsorships for the Winter Olympics. Because at the time, it was Winter Olympics time. And I forgot what he placed in downhill skiing. But that's another thing. That was another precedent right there where we see. Then let's fast forward a couple of years later. Let's talk about how Reggie Bush got screwed because a dude gave his family a house to rent. You know, he's saying, Reggie was saying, hey, my folks ain't got that kind of money. Right? He was saying, I ain't got that kind of money. Like, people think that he said that people think that he was riding in a luxury car. He said he had a beat up Ford Ranger. And he drove that to school. That's right. You correct, Mr. Jones, Mr. Emmett. You correct. Dude tried to shiest him and was like, I'm a snitch. Dude, you got a police record already. What the hell are you snitching for? Come on now. So, going back into this conversation, and this is from Miss Tundia. It seems as if they did it that way because of basketball and not the money based off of football, because most of the conferences are not FBS. So since P5 and FCS schools are a part of March Madness, and that's where the chunk of the money has been generated, then make them pay. That's what it looks like, but we don't know. But she got a point. You're not getting that money from no football. You're not getting it from no television. You're not getting that money from television, from those television contracts. You're not getting it from there. So let's get back. Let's get back to this. And so, before we get into that, wait, where is that? Where is that? He said, this is coming from Mr. Emmett, and Mr. Emmett knows he talks ball, he talks athletics, and we kind of talk on the side. He said Ed O'Bannon was the guy that got the NIL and the collectors ball running. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to economically capitalize on it. These current athletes probably never heard of him. But I'm gonna tell you like this: they get that money, they better send some money to Mr. O'Bannon. They better thank that man for getting these lawsuits jump started. Let's get back to it, man, because this got interest and stuff right here. So we've outlined the lingering questions that will need to be hammered out. Most of the decisions to this point have been guided by the NCAA, lawyers, and commissioners, and there will be a point when the actual participants in the weeds of the sports, the athletic directors and coaches, have a voice in the process, or at least they hope to, along with making it less financially appealing for plaintiff attorneys to challenge the NCAA in antitrust cases. College leaders are also hoping they can lay their new settlement at the feet of Congress as a show of good faith. In return, they hope to spur some momentum for a federal law that gives them increased protection from lawsuits in the future. However, there are no guarantees the settlement will shake loose any votes on Capitol Hill, which has thus far been stagnant on NCAA-related legislation and will have most of its time occupied by November's election. Without help from Congress, it will remain a bumpy road for the NCAA to enforce the kinds of rules it thinks are necessary to restore stability to college sports. How does Title IX factor into the financial calculus? That's another thing we don't nobody thought about. How does this affect with Title IX? That looms as the biggest campus worry. How will rosters be constructed? Football coaches who have 130 players on their team, 85 scholarships, and 45 walk-ons are wondering if they need to cut a third of the roster with the expected inclusion of roster caps. This all is well intended, but I believe it when I see it, an industry source told ESPN. There are three big issues looming that would determine how this goes. The Title IX strategy for the implementation of revenue distribution, enforcement issues surrounding residual NIL, and how roster caps work. If NIL remains outside athletic departments as expected, who will police it? The NCAA's enforcement track record is nearly as poor as its legal record. Could there be someone, perhaps a magistrate or special master appointed by Judge Wilkin, who is an arbiter of the interpretations of the settlement? You are going to need a new group to handle enforcement of NIL, another industry source said, not the NCAA, because the system is going to be completely different. An entity that looks like the NFL or NBA league office, because the issues that matter are different from the previous regulatory focus at the NCAA. It was all about amateurism. Now it's going to be much different. You effectively have a salary cap. The problem with policing NILs is that separating deals based on endorsements from those that are thinly veiled payments for performance remains just as much of a subjective process as it has been during the past 3 years. It's unclear how any settlement terms will provide the tools schools need to shut down a thriving NIL market that is outside their direct control. Just ask University of Florida what the hell they doing right now. That's all I gotta say. Just ask what University of Florida is doing right now, because they in some hot water right now. Because you promised a kid almost $14 million in NIL money, and you reneged on it. Athletic directors are facing the most significant decisions of their careers. How do they find the money and slice it up? The only certainty is there is there will be unhappiness on campus as the value of teams to their administrators will now include a dollar sign. And that will come with much consternation, including the potential cutting of Olympic sports to help fund the roster of financial bell cows. Be ready for a few months of ambiguity as former federal approval looms, and then the real work of hammering out the details will begin. Those are just the questions being asked today by just about everyone in the industry. Coaches don't know how to recruit the class of 2025, as the recruiting rules, right down to how many players can be on the roster, have yet to be determined. Football players will go on official visits this month prior to their senior seasons and not know what to expect. Schools won't even know basic details like roster spots and available money. So while history will come with the expected formalization of this settlement, the immediate future of what this looks like remains unclear, which is fitting, as fixing decades of issues was always going to be a slog, because it remains true that nothing is ever easy in college sports. Man, that is a word. That is a word. So I'm gonna open up right now. I'm gonna send a link in. Anybody want to join me and let's talk about this? Give me your 2 cents on this. Let's go. Let's get it. The link is in the chat. If you want to jump on, jump on. And let's talk about some horrible contracts, man. Old Tiny, 10 years, $700 million. That's a bad contract. Somebody said the Patrick Mahomes contract was terrible because it don't provide any kind of flexibility, but I think the Kansas City Chiefs knew what they were doing when they actually made that contract out. So when it comes down to it, if you're gonna have a kid come in and make more money than the damn head coach, and yes, I did talk to Mr. Ford. I think today was the last day of school, so hopefully he can join on. I want to see if he can join on, but get into it, man. But on the real, y'all. Um, what does this mean for our universities? Now, the way it's set up, okay, so this $2.7 billion suit, settlement, right, is going to be broken down into 10 years, right? So every year, the member schools of the NCAA is going to kick out $270 million. Every year, the member schools are going to put in a portion to give to the Power Four, and the Power Four pay the players from 2016, prior to 2016. $270 million. That's crazy, y'all. That's that. Them numbers don't even sound right, man. And that's crazy right there. That's crazy. The quarterback of the football team, especially at I don't call him a power four now. I can't even call him a power four because the ACC is in deep doo doo right now, and we all know what the Pac-12 was. It ain't number two schools now, and guess what? Those schools gonna get fairly compensated because they still continue the Pac-12 mission. But the QB gonna be the highest paid employee at the university. All because the NCAA said y'all are still amateurs and you don't deserve no type of money. You deserve no compensation whatsoever. Money tosses football. Other schools just give up lip service. And what does this mean for conferences that don't even have a football conference? They don't serve football. Basically like the Big East. The Big East is comprised of none but private Catholic Jesuit schools, and then you have UConn. Or a conference like the West Coast Conference, where you have Gonzaga and Santa Clara and St. Mary's, Portland, Loyola Marymount, schools that don't have football, but they generate money off basketball. What does it say about them? But then what does it tell us as HBCU conferences? What do we need to do to make sure that we are better prepared for what's coming down the pipeline in 2025? And guess what? We are. Yep. Pepperdine University's US San Francisco. Because guess what? 2025 ain't number around the corner. We got close. We going to be halfway through the year. We're going to have to be prepared for what's coming to us in 2025. Now, let me do something here so I can. The map is get ready to play. So, yeah, and they make money in house. But guess what? Just because they make money in house, you're gonna have to kick some of that money to them, to the big boys. A school like Vanderbilt don't need to be getting no damn type of money like that. I'm sorry. You're not good at football, but you're good and goddamn on baseball. I'm trying to do that. So, what do you do? And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I say just get ready. Get ready for the ride. Get ready for the ride, man. But we'll be right back after this commercial break. We'll get into the last bit of the show, y'all. Be right back.
It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU OverDrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_OverDrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also, you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU OverDrive. You can hit the PayPal, David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket.
We are back, y'all. We are back. And like, look, it's about to be 8 o'clock. Man, it is a celebration, y'all. Uh today is the day that I actually did my first show. And wasn't live either. It was pretty much cut and dry, pre-record, slap it on YouTube. But we are 2 years into this whole thing called podcasting. We are we are 2 years in this thing called YouTube, wherever you want to say. What's going on, Square? Um, we are 2 years into this thing called HBCU OverDrive. This was like I said, the way I got this going, the way I had started this was basically I wanted to do stuff about shoes. I want to do stuff about sneakers. If I showed y'all my room and my little sneaker collection, y'all to be like, damn, Doc, you tripping. But anxiety came over me. Anxiety basically got me. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I decided, I'm like, look, time to jump on this train and get it going. Now, can I say that I rode the wave a little bit when Dion was still in the conference as a head coach? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, part of me did it because, you know, I wanted to see what we were gonna do as far as Jackson State, as far as what he was gonna do. All right. Yes, I wouldn't say I was a firm believer, but I was in the sense of look, this man right here getting it done, and we trying to, you know what I'm saying? We trying to get it done. Shoot, might as well ride the wave, right? But I also did it, you know, for the simple fact, for the love of my HBCUs, especially for the love of Jackson State. Now, I didn't want to call it JSU OverDrive or anything like that because I didn't want to. I'm I'm not Ken Clark. That's my dog. I'm not Ken Clark, but you know, I put it into this point where I'm still gonna rep and talk about my university and about the athletics, but I also gonna give shine to others that don't really get too much, you know what I'm saying, too much of a shine elsewhere, right? And so I understood why my boy Josh and BJ, well, basically Josh and Dave and Markham and the rest of the crew over there decided to start HBCU Nightly because it gives them something to talk about with the MEAC. And of course, BJ Jones, man, you know, he played in the SWAC, played at Southern University, uh, wrote countless numbers of articles and everything, and he's doing a hell of a good job with the newsletter for HBCU Nightly. Hell of a job. That's my guy right there. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's a Jaguar. And then to get other folks on there like Zach, aka Blue, to get myself over there, you know, that I just don't cover just just the SWAC, because there's a lot of us that cover the SWAC. But I want to cover the MEAC and the SIAC and the CIAA and all the other institutions that are independent or that is in the NAIA. You know, I want to do that. I did that. And you know, then you getting the whole dean, the general, the, you know what I'm saying, with Dr. Cavill, who been doing this for so long, and giving me game, like, hey, doc, you might not want to you can say it like this, but don't say it like this, but say it in a way where people can understand and it won't offend a lot of folks. So, you know, I'm good joining that group. I was good joining that group right there because we need a voice. Need a voice. I'm being honest with you. my favorite artist, and he wasn't even an artist of all time, God rest his soul, was DJ Screw, because he had his hand on a lot of things, but a lot of people didn't sign to their own to no big stuff, to no big space. You have you know, he had people that was individuals, and they was only, they were signed to other label deals, but they all came as a collective under him. And that's something that I want to do and progress to the next year, to the next level, to basically put other folks on, um, and give the game to other folks to where, I can say, I'm a boss, but y'all can still go out there and make something on your own and have it your own and call it your own. You're not under me, but when we come together, it's like Voltron. And for some of them young folks out there, y'all don't know what Voltron is. Go YouTube it, Google it. But at the same time, man, I wouldn't I wouldn't be in this spot, man, if it wasn't for folks that's being down from day one. Um and like I said, I'm gonna name some folks out. All right. First and foremost, I know we have our differences, and I know we are two young black individuals that's in the same lane. But on the real, I would have to give Scotty his props, because if it wasn't for him, I would not be in this spot, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I came into this game. I don't know if he'll be able to see it or not, but if somebody clip this for him, you clip it for him, boom. But I wouldn't be in this position because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what type of streaming service to use. I didn't know what type of sound, but I didn't know anything. I'm just a novice, and I'm just going off the dome. So I'm gonna give him his props right there. But also other folks I'm gonna give, that I'm gonna be real with and cool with is my is my moderators. Is the main chief moderator, Miss Aquay. I'm gonna give her props because going into it, she seen something that she liked and she wanted to join, and the best way for her to join was to make sure we moderate the chat. When I started going live, we moderated, I needed somebody to moderate the chat. Here comes Miss Aquay. I didn't know her from a can of paint, but but I told, she was like, look, you don't worry about the chat. Let me worry about it. And then she took over from there. I ain't never have to worry about the chat again. That was the best thing that I had going, because some of the folks can be ignorant in the chat. Be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Be ignorant. But neither here or there. Of course, got other team for folks for in the chat. Miss Whitley. I'm gonna name her because she feisty and she will get down with the best of them in a heartbeat. Uncle Sid, because he's, cool, calm, collected, suave, you know what I'm saying? ain't no Nuke, but yeah, he a Nuke. um, then the way it started off, I'm gonna be honest with you. When it started off, look, this man right here, Mr. Russell Haynes, been down with me ever since I started this whole thing. When I started going live, he was down there. It was to the point where the live used to be me and my first co-host, Brian. Shout out to my guy Brian up in Canada, man. Where it'll be me and him talking football, and it's probably like 4 or 5 folks up in there. And Mr. Haynes is one of them. Me and Mike was another person. And then we started going, we started growing. Then got my guy Sean coming up in here. Then Mr. Ford, much love to Mr. Ford for coming on here every time and talking. We talk about football and basketball and just life in general. And then with come along with Timona and how we got down, I put her on. I mean, I didn't say I put her on, but it was it's like you riding a bicycle with the training wheels, and you take the training wheels off and see she could go by herself. Oh, she went by herself. Hey, and she doing the damn thing. So, get some other folks going, give shout outs to HBCU Band Talk, Hell Wildcats, even though we took a hard loss to y'all. Salute to you. Bringing in good content as far as when it comes to the bands. And I need to get back on that too, about the bands. Of course, like I said, Ken and Zoe with 1400 Club. Man, look, hey, Ken was one of my first interviews when I went to go live. Told him that the other night, and never will forget this day. Zoe for coming on and bringing Jackson State football knowledge. If I wanted to ask him about stuff that happened back in the day with Jackson State, I asked that man right there. He's a wealth of knowledge for Jackson State University football, Jackson State sports, period. That's who I go to. That's my go-to guy right there. Let's see who else. You know what I'm saying? Who else can I give a shout out to? Of course, Dr. Cavill, Josh Sims, BJ Jones, Dave, Markham, the whole HBC United crew. Blue taught me basically what to do when I first got to the Birmingham last year, and he told me what I need to do and how to do it, and we set it up, and it came out marvelous. I'll give a shout out to Brian over at OG Strike Zone. Met him last year, real cool. Mr. Kitchens with FAMU with Quarterfined Back Award. His show, The Post Rap. Y'all need to go check that out. The most contributors who helped me out, Dr. Strong, Mr. Campbell, the Bishop, again, Uncle Sid, The first queen, the first lady of the podcast, Lady Holiday. If it wasn't for her, even though we're not together, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing this right here. I would not be doing this right here. I mean, I saw a vision, she saw a vision, and we, stuck to it. Even though we ain't together, we stuck to it. So I'm gonna put it just like that. Um, yep, Miss Brandy. Yeah, shout out to Brandy. And yes, my mama, my mama, my mama, my mama, my mama, my mama, you know what I'm saying? Um, First of all, if it weren't for her, I wouldn't be here today. But, you know, my mama has always been a big supporter. Every day, all day, every day, 24/7, 365. And then she was a dope dealer 25/8. Um, yeah, I was at Swag Media Day. I was there. Shout out to my guy, man. I'm gonna shout out to my guy J Max, Swaggin' Food. Um, um, who else, man, who played a part in this whole thing going? I give a shout out to the bodies, Miss Angie, Mr. Rick Body, their son Drew. Um, yeah, my mom would get in everybody else. Y'all mess with her with her baby boy, so you don't play that. Um, man, there's just so many people, man. Just to name. Um, just to name. And yeah, man, look, like I said, I'm halfway there, and it would be a blessing. I would say it would be a blessing if we could get all this done today. It would be a blessing if we could get all this done today. So I don't know if I'm begging or pleading, but um, for right now, I definitely need everybody's help to get me down to Birmingham. I know we started this up this month, and I know we got another month and a half to go, but it would behoove me if I did not make it down there, because all the stuff that I've done, all the stuff that I do, I was trying to prepare myself for this day. Um, like I said, we are halfway to our goal. We are a little bit over five. We are basically at $555 right now. It is 90 people between YouTube and Twitter right now. You could put $5 into the pot. That would get us to the promised land. Okay. But if you want to get, like I said, if you want me to get the content and the interviews with coaches and the players and even other podcasters, other YouTubers, other people in various media industries. Gotta donate. You gotta donate. And like I said, I'm gonna put in some money on my end too. So it's just not gonna be just all on y'all. It's gonna be some parts on me. You know. Um, but uh, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, um, pretty much, pretty much, we gonna keep this thing going. You know what I'm saying? Um, we're gonna keep the train going. So, wish I had a cigar right now, but this is 2 years of HBCU OverDrive. Do I have media? Not yet. I did fill out for my media credentials last week. I shouldn't have no problems getting my media pass because I'm I'm good with the office. I'm good with the conference office. I ain't got no issue with them. So again, um, all of this would not happen if it wasn't for y'all. Just be honest with you. All this would not happen if it wasn't for y'all. I'm just a little old kid from the east side of Oak Cliff, and I'm damn well proud of where I'm at right now. And don't y'all forget it. Appreciate you, HBCU Band Talk. Appreciate you for you for your donation. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. As and we get ready to close this thing out right here. Um and we get ready to close this thing out. Um I love everybody. Even if you think you hate me, I still love you. Um let's see, most shout outs. I ain't crying. I ain't crying. Uh like I said, first and foremost, shout out to everybody in the HBCU OverDrive family who are a member. Shout out to Miss Amber, Miss Quay. I already gave you props. Miss Brandy, Uncle Sid, the lady of the show, like Holiday, Uncle Iz, Thad Wade, Miss Witt, who else? Miss Shanetta, Jay, um, of course, Mr. Campbell is a moderator. Um, Miss Veronica, like, thank y'all. Thank y'all. And y'all deserve all y'all flowers over there from me. From me. We'll see tomorrow, but tomorrow I gotta go to work at the other job at Target. Um, yeah, HBCU Band Talk is a moderator. Um, Shout out to Deputy Mario, Mr. Emmett, Mr. Haynes, um, EA. I know you. I done seen you up in here. EA. I done seen you up in here. Um, let's see who else. Who else? Shout out to man. Look, shout out to my boy Kobe Orr, Bliss City Podcast. Shout out to Coach Walker, Tomorrow Leaders Sports Network. Shout out to Stephen Gaither, of course, HBCU Game Day. I know my folks gonna say why you give him a shout out, but look, hey, he gave me some pointers on how to do photography, man. I've been going strong with it. Um, Shout out to our resident AD Campbell. Shout out to Miss Tyra as always. Appreciate you. And she's an Aggie, y'all. But anyway, man, shout out to everybody, y'all. I love y'all to death. We gonna go another year with this thing right here. Let's keep moving it forward. I might have a show tomorrow. It all depends on how tired I am from working at Target. Because it is Memorial Day weekend. Now, for those who don't know what Memorial Day is, right? It is to memorialize the soldiers who died in the act of battle. Veterans Day is to honor the living veterans who were in the act of battle. If they are in the whatever. So let's get that understanding right there. All right, Memorial Day is to memorialize the dead soldiers who fought in countless wars for the United States. Veterans Day is to honor the living. Thank you, Miss Kim. So that's how you get that going on right there. Shout out to my nephew. I think my nephew AJ. Uh, I think he is graduating today from Corsicana High School. That is my daughter's uh, uh, second oldest cousin right there. So shout out to him graduating high school. Shout out to my niece, Miss Kristen. But in our hearts, we call her Mookie. Just like Alpha Do the Right Thing. Shout out to Mookie. Shout out to you, my niece, for transitioning over to be a senior in high school to be the head athletic trainer at South Oak Cliff High School. Your uncle loves you. And we're going to get your ass down there to 1400 J.R. Lynch Street because we're going to get you to Jackson. Because you want to go to Jackson State? We're going to get you to Jackson State. All right? So again, those are my shout outs. I done ran over my time, but I know everybody's getting ready for 9 o'clock tonight to join Ken and a crew over there. Hold on, I think somebody said I had Coach Orr going. I said I had Coach Orr going. Yeah, I had him going. You know, it's it's good to have a fellow person who went to school in the best Southwest region. That's what we call that here in Southwest region of Dallas County. Uh, Even though he did went to that school that is green and gold, and they call themselves the Soto U. So, um, yeah, I had them going. We rivals, man. Look, Cedar Hill, DeSoto. If you ain't, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you ever come to Dallas, NIL is just for sports. Now, I'm be honest with you. If you get an NIL deal, why in the hell I'm about to give you a scholarship? If I'm paying you money, you can pay your way to go to school. Hey, oh, they tripping right now. Um, but yeah, if you ever come to Dallas, during the fall, when it comes to football, you gotta go to these. You gotta go to these 3 games or 4. You gotta go either see Cedar Hill versus DeSoto, DeSoto versus Duncanville, Duncanville versus Cedar Hill. Um, and Duncanville, DeSoto, you gotta go see them. You gotta go see them. Cedar Hill, Duncanville, DeSoto, Cedar Hill, Duncanville, Cedar Hill. Whatever you want to do, you got to come out there and see it because it's good ass football when we strap up. Uh, and it's the best district because for the last couple of years, the state champs in Class 6A have come out of our district, which we have named the District of Doom. But if you want to come, man, look, if you want to come on down. Like, seriously, it's when we talking about rivalry, we saying Cedar Hill and DeSoto is 3 miles apart. Cedar Hill and Duncanville is basically split down the middle of Clark Road. So you're gonna see some, you get some good football. Then you add in Lancaster, which is down the road on Beltline. Add them in there. It's a good football. Um, but other than that, man, let me get up off of this thing, y'all. But if you can continue to donate, even if the show is not on, continue to donate offline. Go back and watch all replays of the shows of previous shows that I put out. I'm trying to put this in a sense of making this onto Apple Podcasts. I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna check to see how I'll do that because I think that'll be another form of revenue right there. Putting this on Spotify, again, another form of revenue. And I gotta talk to my sponsor because I gotta know what about these my hoodies and stuff like that because I need to make sure that I'm well dressed when I get to Birmingham. And when the day comes that I get approved for the credentials, I will let everybody know, and we gonna have a celebration on this show to let everybody know we on our way down to Birmingham, and we gonna have some good fun. Um, but excuse me. Always, as always, y'all. This has been HBCU Tonight. I'm your host, as always, your boy, the voice, the mouth of HBCU Sports and Culture, Doc Holiday. This has been powered by HBCU OverDrive. Make sure that you like this stream. Make sure that you comment. Make sure that you share this with your folks. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel, man. Also, hit that notification button, man. Just hit it and get everything. Push that up when you hit the notification, that notification bell. When you get it, hit all, so you get everything HBC OverDrive. All right. And then if you want to go ahead and become a family member, hit the join button. Low price of $4.99. I promise you, y'all, you will never be disappointed. All right. From my family to y'all, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me for 2 years now. And we about to do this thing till infinity or till the good Lord says, David, it is time to come home. Right now, I ain't ready to go home yet. I want to stay outside. But as always, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. And man, stay dangerous out there. Might have a show on Monday for Memorial Day. I should be off on that day. But until then, peace.